Mid-American Energy and you, together partnering to change the energy landscape by pioneering money-saving, energy efficiency programs and building a new industry in Iowa, wind energy, all while keeping your rates low. So what's next? We'll keep delivering cost-effective energy efficiency programs while putting money back in your pocket. That's right. You decide how best to spend your savings. That's a partnership good for you, good for the environment, and good for Iowa. Another way we're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
College, we've got you covered. Safe, affordable, health conscious. Our tuition is less than $20,000 a year, and scholarships are available. Make your best decision ever and apply today.
To some, this is just a ball. To Iowa Farm Bureau, it's much more. It's opportunity for small-town kids to make it big. It's our youth, our community leaders, our past, our future. It's hopes and dreams, passion and pride. To Iowa Farm Bureau, this is the reason we work so hard. This is Iowa. Iowa Farm Bureau. People, progress, and pride.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Wells Fargo Arena in Des Moines, Iowa, the home of the Girls State Basketball Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau. Alongside Jamie Steyer, I'm Emery Songer, and in just a moment, we're going to have the girls matchup between the Central DeWitt Sabres and North Scott Lady Lancers right here on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy. But first, Jamie, we should take a peek at what these teams had to do to get here to the State Girls Basketball Tournament.
Yeah, I mean, they've certainly had some games a little bit easier than others on the way here. You know, Central DeWitt had just an absolute dominating win over Washington, 75-31. A little bit closer against Marion there to punch their ticket to state. Ended up winning that one 46-35. But North Scott, obviously, great team, both of them, but defeated Fairfield to make it to state 69-41. So been a little bit of time since they've had a real tight game, but I think this one today will certainly be tight, split during the regular season. So excited to see them match up again. Yeah, we have two teams that are about as close as you're going to see state teams play each other in the first round, both located in eastern Iowa. Usually you see like the matchup we just saw before this one where you have two schools as far opposite sides of the state as possible between Wahlert and Glenwood. Well, here you got two schools that are roughly within 20 to 25 minutes of each other and have played each other twice all season, and they are responsible for half of each other's losses this season. We'll go ahead and we'll step aside. When we come back, we'll get the seeds for success for these two teams and get you set for state basketball between North Scott and Central DeWitt right here on the Girls Union Network, powered by the Mid-American Energy Company.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at Mid-American Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
And that's halftime, folks. I'm Gus Johnson, and it looks like the Clarks are starving. Over to Dad.
He goes for the Casey's app.
2 handmade pizzas.
Incredible! Casey's curbside pickup. What a play! Bringing it home. Boom! He scores with Casey's Pizza. Order any large Casey's Pizza. Score another for just $5.99.
Casey's for the win.
Emery Songer alongside Jamie Steyer as we get set for the 4-5 matchup in Class 4A. The 4-seed Central DeWitt Sabres taking on the 5-seed, the North Scott Lady Lancers, about as tightly contested on paper as you could find them, Jamie. And that leads us to our Kruger Seeds for Success right here as, minutes away from game time. These two teams know each other pretty well. What do you have first for the North Scott Lady Lancers?
Well, North Scott really has to contest the 3. It's pretty easy to see. They gave up 10 3-pointers in the loss. They gave up 4 in the win. That's a pretty distinct advantage there. They also really need to attack on offense. Central DeWitt had a little bit of foul trouble. They have the opportunity to get to the line quite a bit. They made 17 free throws in the game that they did win. So that would be definitely a really big boost for them.
Yeah, if you look at North Scott, between the 18 points difference in the win versus the loss against this team, and I know that those occurred over a month apart from each other, but scoring points, it's the name of the game, but you also have to make sure that you don't allow the points either. How about the Central DeWitt Sabres?
Well, Central DeWitt, they've absolutely got to crash the defensive glass. They're a strong rebounding team, but they can't give up those offensive rebounds, can't give up second chance points. Frequently, if a team gets an offensive rebound, that's when you can get a lot of fouls piling up in a short amount of time. That leads me to they got to keep the fouls low. In the loss, both Allison Meadows, their all-district performer, and Natalie Butler both fouled out. Obviously, that makes it really tough when you're without 2 of your starters. So if they can keep those fouls low, keep them off the free throw line, that's certainly going to give a big boost to their defense.
Absolutely. Today's Seeds for Success brought to you by Kruger Seeds. The next time you're in need of corn or soybean seed, give your local Kruger Seeds dealer a call. Kruger Seeds, first-class seed, first-name service. Learn more at KrugerSeed.com. About 3 minutes away from the teams heading to the bench and getting the introductions lined up here, but I do want to talk about, it's already been, Jamie, a very memorable Iowa Girls State basketball tournament. A lot of wild games yesterday, specifically in the Class 5A bracket. Class 3A, pretty much chalk across the board, but it's still a very unpredictable tournament. But what we saw from Glenwood in the game before this, the number 1 seed here in Class 4A, whoever wins this game, I know they're not looking too far ahead. They got to take care of business today, but that Glenwood team looks absolutely unreal so far.
Oh, they were really firing on all cylinders. They were hitting shots. I mean, they just pushed the tempo so well. They have such talented, athletic players. I mean, it's a really, really talented team, and just so fortunate to be able to see them on this kind of stage.
Yeah, and it's great to just be at this stage, honestly. So when we'll come back, we're going to give you the starting lineups for these two teams and also make sure that we give you all of the action here as Class 4A's quarterfinals getting set between Central DeWitt and North Scott right here on the Girls Union Network powered by Mid-American Energy Company.
You are my favorite place to go. You're at the end of my favorite.
You work hard to feed them well. That's why at Fairway, we work hard to give you the freshest produce, the highest quality meat, and the most affordable prices. Fairway Meat and Grocery. It's what we're all about.
Fans, the Iowa Bankers Association is proud to help students reach their goals both financially and educationally, and that's why they're honored to provide 5 student-athletes from this year's basketball tournament with $1,000 scholarships. Follow their Facebook page, facebook.com/Iowa Bankers, to see the winners. The teams, North Scott and Central DeWitt, getting set to play some girls' state basketball here, and we'll get the starting lineups for you momentarily. Emery Songer alongside Jamie Steyer. Let's go ahead and get it on down to our public address announcer, Rex Baker.
Lady Lancers and the Central DeWitt Sabres. Fans, tradition is an important part of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union's storied history. Because our past is an integral part of what we do today, we ask that everyone in attendance please join in a round of applause to show our appreciation to all the women who have participated in high school athletics in Iowa. Once an Iowa girl, always an Iowa girl. Fans, at this time, the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union and the Iowa Farm Bureau would like to recognize the outstanding sportsmanship shown by North Scott High School and Central DeWitt High School. In recognition of the importance of good sportsmanship, each state qualifying school was asked to nominate a spectator who represents their school and community in a sportsmanlike manner. Jada Newberg, a member of the IGHSAU Student Athlete Advisory Committee, will present each nominee with a certificate of recognition and a $250 check payable to their school scholarship fund. Please join us in honoring these individuals whose decorum and respect for others serves as a model for all spectators attending interscholastic events. From North Scott High School, Scott Campbell. And from Central DeWitt High School, Mary Alger.
The definition of sportsmanship is the quality of showing fairness, respect, and generosity towards the opposing team and officials.
Things you say and do are a direct reflection of your school and community. Please stay positive and enjoy the game.
Please stay positive and enjoy the game.
Our final matchup. First, the non-starters and assistant coaches for the North Scott Lady Lancers. Number 4, Reagan Shaning. Number 10, Alyssa Bachenfeld. Number 12, Bailey Boddicker. Number 14, Cora O'Neill. Number 24, Kayla Fountain. Number 30, Sydney Scarich. Number 34, Kate Schermerhorn. Number 42, Chloe Lewandowski. Number 44, Michaela Farnham. Number 50, Mia Dollinger. And number 52, Kendall Nisley. The assistant coaches for North Scott, Devin Davis, Colin Woods. And now let's meet the non-starters and assistant coaches for the Central DeWitt Sabres. Number 3, Emma Grace Hartman. Number 10, Elena Schrader. Number 23, Bella Birkin. Number 24, Ella Kruko. Number 30, Madeline McAvan. Number 44, Catherine Grau. Assistant coaches for Central DeWitt, Jordan Harris, Jody Meadows, and Brian Specht. And now it's time to meet the starters for both teams. First, for North Scott, number 2, Hattie Hagedorn. For Central DeWitt, number 4, Allison Meadows. For North Scott, number 20, Ashley Fountain. For the Sabres, number 14, Natalie Butler. For the Lancers, number 22, Lexi Ward. And for the Sabres, number 22, Grace Pierce. For North Scott, number 32, Samantha Scott. For Central DeWitt, number 32, Talbot Kinney. And for the Lancers, number 40, Lauren Gollinghorst. And for Central DeWitt, number 33, Taylor Veach. Head coach for North Scott is TJ Case. And for Central DeWitt, Chad Specht. And now, ladies and gentlemen, turn your attention to the area in front of the scorer's table. It's time to introduce our officials for this game as assigned by the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. Mr. Chad Schellmeyer, Mr. Chris Lynch, and Mr. Joel Krayenbrink.
And right before we begin today's game, we'd like to once again thank Iowa Farm Bureau, proud title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union, for their support. The Iowa Farm Bureau has an office located in each county across Iowa, and we'd like to thank the offices listed on your screen for their support of the two teams playing in our game today. Thank you, Iowa Farm Bureau, for supporting the IGHSAU and the Iowa Girl. Getting set for some basketball.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go.
And the tip-off is loose and eventually taken away by North Scott to get things started. 15-2 on the season, wearing those charcoal gray uniforms trimmed in red and white. Addie Hagendorn, just a sophomore, dribbles around and probes, now gets back into the paint and kicks it back out. North Scott has won the last two Class 4A state championships. But one of the two teams to beat them this season is the team they are playing here today. Rebound off the miss, taken by the Sabres, Talbot Kinney. And the senior will settle it down with Taylor Veach and settle things for Central DeWitt. Wearing the white uniforms trimmed in yellow and black. Into the paint. Tough left-handed hook, too high. And pulled down on the rebound by Samantha Scott. Hagendorn will go baseline. Tries to get a foul call, cannot. And the ball knocked out of bounds. These two teams know each other very well, Jamie. I wouldn't be surprised. It might take a little bit for these teams to start getting the offense rolling.
Yeah, absolutely. And especially for North Scott, going with a different starting lineup look. Lauren Gollinghorst only started 5 games this season so far. Just looking for maybe a little bit more height.
Another sophomore. A lot of youth for a team that's won back-to-back state championships. And there's going to be a little hip check foul. This one's going to be whistled on Gollinghorst right on cue. Gollinghorst statistically on the season, 50% shooter from the floor. Mm-hmm. And obviously can do some work on the inside, as you mentioned, with her height. But when you know a team playing a third time, there's a chance that you just want to give them a different look, especially to start a game.
Well, absolutely. It's tough. You want to change something up if you can, and that's what they're going to do. They'll probably be looking to sub things in because they're really pushing the pace here. They're going to slow it down and set up their offense, but trying to see if they can attack as much as possible, it's going to get tiring.
It's Hagendorn who's going to get the first 2 points of this one, slicing through that zone look defense, and North Scott shows a little bit of a half-hearted press here, get things started. 2-0, just under 2 minutes played here in the first quarter.
When you've got such prolific offensive players as Meadows and Veach do on Central DeWitt, you want to put a little pressure. Don't make it easy to get into their offense.
Nice little hesitation. Drive by Meadows. She'll draw a foul, and she'll have 2 shots.
It's a really tough drive to stop because you're worried. You don't want to let her stop and pop. You don't want to let her get straight to the hoop. But Hattie Hagendorn just a step late on the help there, but pretty close. You could tell that they were at least aware that the drive was happening.
First free throw is good from Meadows. Meadows this season averaging about 16 points a game, certainly a prolific scorer. Also on the free throw line, pretty effective at about 77% on the season. The foul was on Lexi Ward, the third sophomore in that Lancer lineup. Second free throw missed, and it is 2-1. Setting the offense up is Ashley Fountain, the senior leader. Knows what it's like to win in this building. Here is Hagedorn. Drives left, leaves it behind to Fountain. Fountain's got the 5-second count on her, and now will get loose. Pass it back to Ward. Gets it right back. Tries to go down low. Nice tip pass by Meadows, dropping down. And they're going to say it. Deflected off the fingertips of Scott, and that will give the Sabres the ball.
Wow, that was really surprising to me because, Central DeWitt had both a defender behind and in front. Looked like the front defender tipped it out, but must have ended up going off just the tip of the fingers down there. But really good defense down there because I think that if Gullinghurst could get it down low, she would be pretty difficult to stop.
Yeah, especially in that zone look. Nice dribbling by Meadows. Gets to the middle. Leaves it. Nice little handoff going all the way to the hole, and laying it in is Taylor Veach for her first 2 points and the first basket made here by Central DeWitt.
Speaking of difficult to stop, Veach just so aggressive, nice and strong, can really get to the hoop.
Over 19 points per game on the season for her. Leading scorer for the Sabres. Underneath, double team. That pass was tipped, but will be recovered here by North Scott. Ashley Fountain will drive. Now kick it back out to Samantha Scott. She'll drive all the way to the hoop and draw a foul, and she'll have 2 free throws. While we were chatting, there was our first substitution in the game. Did see Sydney Skarich, a freshman who got plenty of playing time during the season. She entered for the first time. As Grace Pierce was whistled for the foul call. The free throw just off the mark here from Scott. Scott this season is a 77% free throw shooter. And sometimes the backdrop, even if you've played here before, the backdrop will mess with you because the stands in everything behind the hoop are so much further away than usual in those high school gymnasiums.
I made that exact point yesterday. I am in complete agreement on that one.
It is weird. People forget about how different it is just to get used to shooting in a new facility. That's why you see some of the scores a little bit lower, and that's what makes Glenwood nearly 80 points in the first game today all the more impressive. Little jab step 3-point shot, nothing but bottom for Taylor Veach. Do not let her get warmed up. Just 28% from 3, but not shy about taking the open ones.
Well, yeah, when you give her that much space with a player that talented, that's not a bad shot at all.
Michaela Farnham, the outstanding freshman, averages over 8 points and 4 rebounds per game, but certainly can be a difference maker, and she had just checked in when the substitutions occurred a little bit earlier. Get it right back here to Veach. Veach will dribble it and pass it back out to Pierce. This will be left for Kinney. Back up to the top. Allison Meadows. Nice jab step. She's going to get all the way into the paint. Her shot just a little bit to the left, and the rebound pulled down by Skarich. Quick outlet ahead. Here is Fountain. She'll go all the way. Tries to draw contact. Can't get the roll. Farnham's there. Put it on the floor. I think it hit somebody's foot and ends up coming out of it with Kinney on the steal.
Got to put that just straight back up. Don't let any of the little ones get their hands in there.
Or their feet, for that matter.
True.
The drive, kick out. Here's a 3-point shot by Natalie Butler. That one's just short. Rebound on the weak side, taken away by Hagedorn. She'll outlet it again. One dribble, left-hand layup, just a little bit short off the glass. And another rebound here as the pace continues to pick up as Veach clears this one and wants to settle it down just a bit.
Haven't converted yet, but North Scott so far really doing what I said, crashing the defensive glass, not giving up offensive rebounds thus far.
Now backing in is Grace Pierce. Nowhere to go with it. 5 count is on, and now she will leave it for Meadows. Meadows jabs. Will get a screen. Picks it up. Gets it to Pierce. Pierce to catch and shoot. That one hit glass, but no good. Fountain gets the rebound, and now she'll look to push. The team's just feeling their way through here. Third meeting between these two this season, even in an abbreviated season. Getting to know these teams a lot. Corner 3. Corner pocket. Samantha Scott.
And that's where North Scott had been penetrating. They had a couple inside looks and just gave them enough distance to have that open 3 look from the corner.
There is not going to be a better 3-point shooting team you're going to see in this 4A bracket than North Scott, and they have one there. In the corner, Grace Pierce will try to match it. She does.
That's a really, really big shot. A little bit of a slow rotation by North Scott on defense there. Gave her just enough time to get the shot up.
Central DeWitt, a 9-7 lead. Hattie Hagedorn, the sophomore guard, tries to set up the offense and try to free Fountain. She'll come and get it. She surveys. 5 count is on. Hagedorn in the left corner. She wants to drive baseline. Little running floater goes down.
Was able to get just a little pump fake, get the defense on its toes, and drove in for the teardrop. And again, like you said, North Scott's such a great three-point shooting team. They're going to be able to get those drives off of it.
Little high-low pass on the drive. Rejection underneath by Fountain, and then the ball eventually is taken away. Coming out of there with it was Michaela Farnham, and here come the Lady Lancers once again.
Really aggressive defense, but without fouling. It's all clean.
Back up top, here's Hagedorn. Gives it off to Skerich. Skerich looking, now is kind of directing traffic with her head. Goes back over to Fountain on the right wing. Fountain, one-step drive, gets to Hagedorn. She'll just pop the three, and why not? Wow. Rattles it home.
That she barely had the space to get it off. You know, you can't really blame the defense there.
She is one of the best shooters in the state. The sophomore, over 50% this season on three-point shots. She is selective, doesn't fire a ton of them up there, but when she does, she is dangerous. Here's a drive all the way, kind of out of control, but getting the foul call. It will be a block underneath on Samantha Scott, and that'll send Allison Meadows to the free throw line.
Pretty close to drawing the charge there, but just shuffling her feet a little bit, you know, especially once the offensive player leaves the ground. Can't slide it all with them.
Meadows to the line where she is 77%, as mentioned earlier, makes the first. Pair of substitutions for both teams. Gollinghorst into the game, as well as Lexi Ward re-entering for North Scott. Emma Grace Hartman, a sophomore, enters for the Sabres, as that one goes down as well. Also into the game, Madeline McAvan. And then a final couple of substitutions here for North Scott. Bailey Boddicker. And also into the game is Kate Schermerhorn. Good opportunity last minute or so here in this quarter to get some girls some state basketball experience. North Scott with a 1-point lead in the wall. Here's Hagedorn. She drives with the left after a little crossover, draws contact high off the glass and gets it to go.
The really nice thing with subbing near the end of a quarter is it can give your starters that extra little minute or so of a breath when especially you're pushing the pace like North Scott is. You're playing so aggressively and you're on a larger court. You want to give them a little breather if you can. And so to get those subs in there and go in and have a really great play is an awesome end of the quarter.
Hagedorn completes the three-point play. North Scott a 15-11 lead. Again, fourth appearance in 5 seasons for this squad here at the state tournament. Back-to-back state titles in Class 4A. And they're the 5 seed this year, but certainly cannot be overlooked. Not in this game, not in this bracket. Sabres with it, looking to kind of get a good look here at the end of the first quarter. Into the corner. It's caught by Pierce. And there's going to be a foul underneath on a drive on North Scott. The clock continued to run there for a couple of seconds. We'll see if they put any time back on the clock. I don't know if anybody caught that, but either way, there will be a late substitution here. Alyssa Bockenfeld, a senior, will come in to replace Boddicker. And now North Scott trying to get matched up. Actually, now they pull Lexi Ward out of the game. So after the confusion, 5 seconds left. Here's Meadows. Tries to a little floater in the paint, cannot get it done. The outlet pass wasn't going to really lead to a good shot beyond half court. And after 1 quarter of play, it's North Scott 15, Central at 11. A fun, fast-paced first quarter. We'll be back with the second quarter right after this on the Girls Union Network, powered by the Mid-American Energy Company.
Mid-American Energy and you, together partnering to change the energy landscape by pioneering money-saving, energy efficiency programs in building a new industry in Iowa, wind energy, all while keeping your rates low. So what's next? We'll keep delivering cost-effective energy efficiency programs while putting money back in your pocket. That's right. You decide how best to spend your savings. That's a partnership good for you, good for the environment, and good for Iowa. Another way we're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Des Moines. The S's are silent. The fun is always loud. And now it's easy to plan your Des Moines adventure. Introducing the Catch List. A list of all things you can't miss. All the thrills, all the chills, hops, and drops. Des Moines is a city of love that'll put a smile on your face. It's easy to picture yourself here. Find your adventure at catchdesmoines.com/catchlist today.
At Central College, we've got you covered. Safe, affordable, health conscious. Our tuition is less than $20,000 a year, and scholarships are available. Make your best decision ever and apply today.
Hey fans, Central College has a tuition price less than $20,000. That means the college experience that opens doors for a lifetime is now more affordable than ever, and scholarships are still available. Apply today at central.edu. Emery Songer, Jamie Steyer with you. Our entire team bringing you some state action all week long. This is day 2, first round matchup here, quarterfinals, Class 4A. Fun first quarter. North Scott with a 15-11 lead. Central DeWitt has the basketball to start us off here in the second. Up top, Allison Meadows. We'll swing it around. Look for Talbot Kinney. She's going to make a tough pass inside, but the finish cannot be had by Veach. That was a tough bounce for her.
Yeah, really, really great pass and good getting up, but just a little bit of a funky angle. Couldn't quite get a straight shot on it.
Hattie Hagedorn with it. She's so strong with that left hand. Ends up pulling it back. Gets it outside. It's Lexi Ward. She'll hand it off to Fountain. Fountain looks at the hoop. Takes the fake screen. A little pick and roll. Good defense, but a late foul call is going to be whistled on this near side. Veach just kind of flabbergasted at the decision, and that will give 2 free throws to Ward. That was kind of like a little fake screen. Mm-hmm. It was a really good
just
lead
slipped
pass.
The screen, yeah. I mean, and that's, again, North Scott is having so much success, not getting that free throw there, but being able to get to the hoop, and all that does is open things up because they are such good three-point shooters, but the more they penetrate, the more that the defense has to focus on that and opens up future shots.
Kids on the playground might say ball don't lie there with 2 missed foul shots. After the questionable foul, at least from the viewpoint of the Sabres. Either way, it's still 15-11. Nice job getting to the lane by Talbot. Kinney gets right around her defender and scores it for 2.
And that's where it's tough, where Central DeWitt can spread the ball out so far, and so when you have kind of that post player out there having to guard the perimeter, a little bit of a struggle there.
Going all the way is Fountain. Cannot get it to finish, but she will go to the free throw line. We're starting to see a little bit more of that physicality. And some fouls being called here, and putting either of these teams on the line probably not the best idea, but these 2 teams know each other that well.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, it'll be interesting because we're starting to see where there's a little bit of those fouls piling up. We've got Grace Pierce with 2 fouls over on Central DeWitt, but like I mentioned, last time they met, they had 2 players foul out. So when you see North Scott getting to the hoop so consistently, you wonder what kind of impact that'll have on the game.
Both free throws go down for Ashley Fountain. She gets to the line a lot, nearing 100 times this season, 75% or so from the line this year. Quick backdoor cut. That one's going to go through everybody's hands and go out of play. It will go back to the Lancers. We did have another substitution enter the game. Once again, it's Michaela Farnham for North Scott. All subs in the tournament brought to you by IMT Insurance. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at imtins.com. Lancers basketball back to the top. Here's Farnham. Gets it back over to Hagedorn. She's been out on the floor the entire game. Wide open look. A little bit short that time out of the hand from Lexi Ward. And a rebound pulled down by Meadows. She'll get it right back and bring it up the floor. Gets it ahead. Here's Natalie Butler. Good ball movement here by Central DeWitt as they set up their offense. Into the corner. Here's Pierce. Pierce wants to go baseline. Now picks up the dribble. Kicks it back out to Meadows. Meadows swings it to Kinney at the top. Kinney, backdoor cut. Again, just a little bit wide. You can see they're trying to make something happen, and timeout is going to be called here by the Sabres. Let's see, it will be a full timeout, so we will take the break. With 5:53 left in the first half, North Scott a 17-13 lead over Central DeWitt here on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company.
Mid-American Energy and you, together partnering to change the energy landscape by pioneering money-saving, energy efficiency programs and building a new industry in Iowa, wind energy, all while keeping your rates low. So what's next? We'll keep delivering cost-effective energy efficiency programs while putting money back in your pocket. That's right. You decide how best to spend your savings. That's a partnership good for you, good for the environment, and good for Iowa. Another way we're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
5:53 left here in the second quarter. North Scott a 4-point lead. Central DeWitt Jamie doing just a little too much on offense, but you have to give credit to the North Scott defense. They're not really giving up those slashing drives.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking is it's really tough because Central DeWitt feels like they have a little bit of that advantage with how strong inside Taylor Beach is. They've got other players who are so good at penetrating in there, but to their credit, North Scott has been great in passing lanes. They haven't let their face get cut. They just haven't given Central DeWitt anything that they've been looking for, and it gets them a little bit frazzled on offense.
I don't like it when my face gets cut either. Happens more times than I want to admit. That's a shaving joke. I don't know why. 17-13 is North Scott's lead. They have the basketball here after the timeout, which was called by Central DeWitt. Back-to-back turnovers. Oh, boy, you leave Hagedorn open. You always have to gasp. Great job saving it behind her, however. Ball rolls right to the feet of Samantha Scott, but her three-point shot goes off the rim and out of bounds. Great hustle that time by Farnham, but you leave Hagedorn open, a 50+% three-point shooter. You're not expecting her to miss that far off, but that's certainly not the defense that the Sabres are probably looking for.
No, and I mean, as North Scott, you have to take those shots to keep them honest. You've been having great success attacking, but got to take those. And now you put on the press. You've got them a little bit on their toes. You got to try and attack them here as well.
Kick out. Here's a catch and shoot. Veach off to the right. Long rebound, though, pulled down. Good job by Kenny. And now Pierce, her pass kind of slipped off her hand, but instead, Sabres going to get it. Here's another three. This one from Meadows rattles in.
That she was ready the entire time. I mean, she really takes good looks there, especially today. But that's just that one extra pass and get your teammate the wide open shot.
Yeah, and Meadows this season, less than 24% from three during the year, but not shy about taking the shots. And shooters are going to shoot, and you can't make them if you don't shoot them. Here's a off the dribble shot, and that's going to be a wide of the mark. Rebounded underneath. Meadows going to outlet it real quick. Emma Grace Hartman with it. She looks inside, but again, just a little too wide on the pass. Farnham with it. She's looking for a guard, but she's just going to take it all the way herself anyway. Much too strong off the glass on the fast break, and the rebound taken by Veach, and it feels like both teams a little out of control here.
Yeah, you definitely, if you're North Scott, you want to be able to take that next possession and slow it down.
Hagedorn, I think, is going to get called for a foul. Almost looked like a clean block from behind, but what a spin move by Veach to get into the paint and draw the contact.
Yeah, and that's tough because when the block is coming from behind, frankly, more often than not, there's going to be body contact, and that's what ends up getting it called. Obviously, from our vantage point here, pretty tough to see what exactly happened. But when you're against a player who's going to have several inches on you, like Taylor Veach, it's a pretty high likelihood that you're either going to bump the arm or bump the body if you're trying to block her.
Yeah, and Veach certainly lethal from the line as well, nearly 80% on the season. Got over 100 times to the free throw line during the year. The lefty puts this one in as well, and Central DeWitt has now taken an 18-17 lead halfway through the second quarter.
You got to think that North Scott, obviously a terrific outside shooting team, but getting their most success going to the hoop, probably going to be looking to do that here if they can.
Gollinghorst over Hagedorn. She'll drive with that left hand, kicks it out. Fountain, not shy, double team, picks it up. Hagedorn, she'll go baseline, goes all the way. That double team on Fountain up by the elbow kind of opened up that space, and Hagedorn was able to take advantage and get the two.
Absolutely. Had the defender flying out on her, not wanting her to shoot the three, and was able to get that great penetration inside.
Start to seesaw back and forth here. This 4-5 matchup on paper about as even as you could imagine. Both teams had beaten each other during the season. Here's underneath Veach, little post move, can't stop that.
And I mean, that's great defense by Ashley Fountain, but just undersized. That's where you really need that help defense to come over and help prevent that ball even getting into Veach.
Yeah, you're going to have to rotate even before the ball gets there. Fountain kick out long two, gets the roll.
Foot just on the line, but once again, we're seeing some good shots outside from North Scott. Seeing those shots fall definitely makes it easier to make the next one, at least psychologically.
That was a 2. 21-20 is our score. And again, a wide pass, just miscommunication.
And really great defense by Lauren Gollinghurst there, just right up in her grill, but not fouling, not pushing, and didn't even get a hand on the pass. She just couldn't see where she was trying to throw it.
Cora O'Neill checks in for North Scott. Natalie Butler comes in for Central DeWitt. Again, those substitutions brought to you by our friends at IMT Insurance. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at IMTINS.com. North Scott trying to build on a 1-point lead here with 2:40 or so to go in the second quarter. To the top is Gollinghorst. Over to Hagedorn. Hagedorn will stop at the top. And they look to go inside. Nice catch off of the little juggle. Gollinghorst just wide. Everything she did in traffic there was good except the finish.
Yeah, just got to think a little bit off balance trying to gather the ball back.
And Meadows kicks it out. That's a tough shot by the recently entered Natalie Butler. My mistake. And then after the rebound was loose out of bounds, it'll stay down here with the Sabres.
Really good help defense there because kind of got her defender up in the air, had a really good drive, but the secondary help slid over, made sure that she didn't end up with an easy layup.
Sabres looking to get it inbounds, lobbing it in. Caught by Kenny. Here's Veach, top of the key. One dribble, hands it off. Hartman, little baby hook. Can't get it to fall, however. The rebound to Fountain, and she'll outlet it ahead to Lexi Ward. Ward lobs it up. Nice catch and finish by Gollinghorst. She just beat everybody else down the floor.
And just a beautiful pass and finish there.
It'll be a 30-second timeout called here by Central DeWitt. You can tell Central DeWitt head coach TJ Gase, not TJ Gase, that is the North Scott head coach. Head coach Chad Specht. That's the second time he's kind of called a quick one, just making sure that North Scott, who has a lot of experience of winning here in this building, doesn't get too far ahead out front of them.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly it. It's a tough, it's going to be a tough matchup. And so when you have timeouts, there's only 2 minutes left in the half, you can make a really good push to end the half. And so, you could save them all for what if later in the game. But there's every opportunity to be able to make small adjustments, just make sure that, everyone's kind of breathing, everyone's kind of calmed down. But really a great back-and-forth game, like you said, and just so much action all the time. Not a ton of scoring, but gosh, I mean, they're just fighting back and forth.
Sabres with the ball out of the timeout. Down by 3, under 2 minutes to play in the first half. Here's Kenny. Kenny trying to drive right, gets around her defender, goes all the way and gets the finish. It didn't necessarily look as pretty as she was probably thinking it might, but the fact that she stuck with it and got the finish, that's a big basket there for the Sabres.
Yeah, I mean, just really good attacking, and I think that she recognized once she got a step on him that either she was going to get a shot or she was going to get fouled.
Here's Fountain. A little crossover. Over to Gollinghorst. Like a 5-out offensive look here for the time being, and now some motion action showed by the Lancers. North Scott with the ball and a 1-point lead. Here is Hagedorn. Gives it over to Fountain. Fountain wants to drive. Goes all the way. Right hand finish over Butler. Gets it to go.
They were trying to isolate Fountain the entire possession. They felt like she could post up the significantly smaller Butler, but they are just able to drive right through her. She didn't even get past her. She was just able to shoot through her.
Here's another drive. No help this time. All the way. That's a warm-up layup after the first step by Talbot Kinney.
And that's where that extra pressure by North Scott kind of backfires because you're out so tight on your girl. There's not that help.
Here's Fountain. She'll go to left side this time, but cannot finish. Tried the right-handed layup on the left side. Here's a nice flash by Lexi Ward, but she was double-teamed. Good hustle on the deck, but it'll go out, and North Scott will settle it down with 35 seconds to go, leading by 1.
Yeah, most likely going to run a little bit of time off the clock here. They have all the time in the world here to try and run a nice set play.
Gollinghorst. Kick out here to Scott. Back to Gollinghorst. Going to rotate it to Ward. Ward with the left hand. Still 16 seconds left. Here's Scott. Scott, she'll step back and shoot a long one. That's short off the rim. And that's going to give now Central DeWitt time for a final shot. Here comes Veach. 6 seconds left. Veach. Wide open look for Butler. Mid-range jump shot just short. And the rebound pulled down by Scott. That'll end a very competitive first half. These two teams on paper nearly even. They were nearly even today in the first half. North Scott a 25-24 lead over Central DeWitt. We'll take a break and come back with the halftime show right here. Quarterfinals of Class 4A, the Iowa Girls State Basketball Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at MidAmerican Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly to your service.
The Iowa Farm Bureau is proud to present this amazing state tournament and celebrate the accomplishments of Iowa's top teams and student athletes. To the Iowa Farm Bureau, this is more than just a sport. It's a chance for a small town kid to make it big. It's our future leaders. It's a reason to do more, to be more. And it's that farm strong spirit that can be found only in Iowa. Congratulations to the student athletes, the coaches on a successful year. And remember, the task ahead of you is never greater than the strength within you.
I hear you're looking for a great college where you can get an affordable education. SWIC is the place for you.
I appreciate the personalized attention.
And I've gotten to meet people from all around the world.
The SWIC student housing is incredible.
I like SWIC's hands-on training.
And I'll start my career in 2 years.
I can schedule my classes online or face-to-face.
SWIC feels like a community, like family,
like home. SWIC is a place for you.
In Iowa, we all play by the same rules. Hard work pays off, practice makes perfect, success is something you earn, and teamwork helps us all be winners. The Iowa Pork Producers Association is proud to support statewide high school athletics, because on our team and on yours, what we bring to the table is what brings us all together. Learn more about our commitment to Iowa at iowapork.org.
We're back here live from the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union State Basketball Tournament at Wells Fargo Arena. Emery Songer alongside Jamie Steyer as the Central DeWitt cheer squad, along with the mascot in a football uniform out there. I like the headband. Very, very interesting, but they're getting the crowd pumped up here. It is an interesting year, an interesting state tournament, and this is an interesting game, Jamie. We'll break down the stats here coming up a little bit, but first we'd like to take a moment to thank our title sponsor once again, Iowa Farm Bureau, for their support of the state basketball tournament. Earlier this week, Tom Florian of the IGHSAU had the opportunity to sit down with the Iowa Farm Bureau president, Craig Hill, for an interview to learn more about Iowa Farm Bureau's support of the IGHSAU and student athletes across the state.
And we'd like to welcome you into the halftime show. I'm Tom Florian with the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. We hope you've enjoyed the first half of action here at today's game. The Iowa Girls State Basketball Tournament here now in its 102nd edition in Des Moines, a great event for the state of Iowa. And we here at the Girls Union are so thankful for those who support us in putting on this fantastic event, none of which are more important and great as Iowa Farm Bureau, our proud title sponsor. Joining me now here at halftime is President of Iowa Farm Bureau, Craig Hill. Craig, good to see you.
Good to see you, Tom.
Well, thank you so much for joining us here. We want to tell the viewers about Iowa Farm Bureau and the support that you provide to the Iowa Girls Union. My first question to you would be, why does the Iowa Farm Bureau invest and support the Iowa Girls Athletic Union?
Oh, well, Tom, the Iowa Farm Bureau has been the title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union now for 16 years. And we're thrilled, once again, to be a part of what we consider to be the best girls' state tournament in the country. And it does showcase Iowa's elite teams, our elite players, and I would suggest our elite fans as well. But we recognize the pandemic. It has certainly made the trip to qualify for this tournament just a little bit more challenging. And, I would suggest that it's also a testament to the ability of our student athletes to adapt and to persist through these tough times. So we're just so proud of these student athletes.
And you mentioned the student athletes and how they've grown and persevered through this challenging year. Talk about why Iowa Farm Bureau is so invested in supporting Iowa's youth.
Oh, well, Tom, I'm a farmer, but I've always said that our kids here in Iowa are our most important crop. And that's why the Iowa Farm Bureau provides just over $250,000 in scholarships to students each and every year. More than $450,000 over the last 8 years for Iowa's teachers in terms of classroom supplies, as well as our sponsorship of 4-H and FFA and many other youth organizations, but of course, the Governor's Scholar Program. And we recognize academic students or academics and students in Iowa through that program.
And you mentioned recognizing and providing recognition and scholarship opportunities for youth in Iowa. But these student athletes here on the court today, they're actually taking home some other types of souvenirs, if you will, from the state tournament. Talk to us a little bit about that.
Well, each player will receive a signature ball, a basketball that coaches and players can sign. Everyone can keep as a keepsake and kind of a reminder of what the journey has been to get them here to the state tournament. So it's an opportunity for us to provide some good memories and keep that keepsake in front of them as they go on as being leaders in Iowa in our communities.
A cool keepsake, most definitely. Well, Craig, we are out of time here at halftime, but I want to thank you again for your support of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union and everything that you do. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Tom.
Our thanks once again to Craig Hill and the Iowa Farm Bureau for their continued support of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. When we come back, we'll recap the first half stats for both teams and discuss what we might see from both teams as they take the court in the second half. North Scott leading Central DeWitt 25-24. You're watching the Girls State Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
Mid-American Energy and you, together partnering to change the energy landscape by pioneering money-saving, energy efficiency programs and building a new industry in Iowa, wind energy, all while keeping your rates low. So what's next? We'll keep delivering cost-effective energy efficiency programs while putting money back in your pocket. That's right. You decide how best to spend your savings. That's a partnership good for you, good for the environment, and good for Iowa. Another way we're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
They say that imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. Maybe that's why scientists are trying to recreate real meat. Trying to duplicate the taste and texture, often using more than 20 ingredients. But why tamper with what Mother Nature already perfected? A more complete, high-quality protein, Iowa Raised Meat is the original health food, with 9 essential amino acids necessary for the human diet. Nutrients that are hard to get from plant-based proteins. Best of all, the real meat on your dinner table tonight was sustainably raised with love by Iowa farm families. As much as people may try, there's just no substitute for the taste, texture, and nutrition of nature's perfect protein. But hey, keep at it. It's flattering that so many products want to be us.
Sometimes people who seem to know everything.
Dental insurance costs a fortune and it covers nothing.
Don't. For instance, personal plans from Delta Dental cut the cost of many procedures in half. So be careful what you hear.
How important are teeth anyway?
Get the facts. Contact Delta Dental about saving with personal dental plans today.
Des Moines. The S's are silent. The fun is always loud. And now it's easy to plan your Des Moines adventure. Introducing the Catch List. A list of all things you can't miss. All the thrills, all the chills, hops and drops. Des Moines is a city of love that'll put a smile on your face. It's easy to picture yourself here. Find your adventure at catchdesmoines.com/catchlist today.
And that's halftime, folks. I'm Gus Johnson, and it looks like the Clarks are starving. Over to Dad.
He goes for the Casey's app.
2 handmade pizzas.
Incredible! Casey's curbside pickup. What a play! Bringing it home.
Boom! He scores with Casey's Pizza. Order any large Casey's Pizza. Score another for just $5.99. Casey's for the win.
Welcome back, fans. Official state tournament merchandise now available online. Time to get your smartphones out. Just scan the QR code on your screen right now or visit IGHSAU.org to browse and customize your merchandise to match your style. These two teams split in the regular season. I'd believe it. First half in the books. North's got a 1-point lead, 25-24. Jamie Steyer, what were some of the numbers that kind of stood out to you in that first half?
Man, I mean, everything got us. It was just a really great first half. I was extremely impressed. Central DeWitt taken advantage of the 6 trips they had to the free throw line, 5 of 6 from the free throw line. The two teams actually fairly evenly matched, with the edge going to Central DeWitt from the three-point line, fairly uncommon for them. North Scott, a very prolific three-point shooting team, like you mentioned, about some of the most prolific in the state. But if you just look at those numbers, I mean, things are pretty dang even. 13 rebounds to 14, 5 assists to 3. What you're looking at there, the turnover margin, 4 turnovers and a half, really not bad. But what's better is just the one. So North Scott taking pretty good care of the basketball. Really what they've got to do is hit a couple more shots there in the second half to be able to pull away. But Central DeWitt, for their part, really able to do everything they need to stay in there. I would anticipate seeing them attack the hoop a little bit more. Probably not going to rely on three-point shooting for the entirety of the game.
Yeah, and the defenses have been strong despite the fact that there hasn't been a lot of turnovers. But North Scott, in the first meeting, it was Central DeWitt beating North Scott 51-36, uncharacteristically low-scoring game there for North Scott. But North Scott repaid the favor on the 9th of February, getting the 54-48 victory. And then, of course, coming kind of off the high of that, North Scott uncharacteristically lost at Muscatine in the last game of the regular season, 32-31, a very low-scoring game in that one. But I kind of woke them up because they steamrolled Keokuk and Fairfield to get here to the state tournament once again. 4th time in 5 years. They've won the last 2 state championships in Class 4A, and they're looking for a 3rd one, but they got to get through the Sabres of Central DeWitt here today. It was a fun first half. Our officials, Chad Shellmeyer, Chris Lynch, and Joel Krayenbrink, they've all had they've had some contact, but there really wasn't the kind of physicality that those field goal percentages might tell you that there had been. It's been pretty clean defense on both sides.
Yeah, I mean, it's been clean. It's just been aggressive. And, I mean, especially considering the fact that Central DeWitt knows that that's something that is kind of a vice for them. I think that is a really huge point of emphasis, and they've done a really admirable job so far in the first half of playing that aggressive defense without fouling. And then North Scott, for their part, especially in that full court press that they ran several times, for them to be able to go ahead and do that, put that pressure on without fouling and get a couple steals out of it. Just a really, really well-played game so far, doing everything really the right way.
North Scott will start with the basketball with a 1-point lead. Lexi Ward will dribble it into the front court to get us going here in quarter number 3. At the high post, once again, Lauren Gollinghorst picking up the start here in the second half after starting the game. Little picket fence or elevator screen, just could not get enough space for Scott to fire the shot from the top of the key, and they'll slow it back down. Hagedorn. Hollinghorst down into the corner, and now Hollinghorst, little tough shot, but spins it home off the glass. The sophomore averages less than 5 points a game, but you can tell that she definitely has a size advantage when she gets down there.
Yeah. I mean, I love to see them continue to pound the paint inside because they were doing well. It may not be something that they always do, but it's working today.
High-low pass, getting a fingertip on it was Fountain. That'll keep it here.
And that was really good defense. That was an adjustment it looks like they made at halftime for Fountain to be working her way around front in the post just because of the size that she gives up down low. She really has to try and contest that pass even getting inside.
You're going to inbound the pass here to Allison Meadows. Meadows hands it off. Pierce swinging around to the top. Here's a three-point shot from the right wing. In and out from Veach. And Fountain will bring it ahead for the Lancers. She's going to drive with the left hand all the way. Looked for the contact, couldn't get it. Mistiming the jump on the rebound was Gollinghorst, and then the rebound taken by the Sabres. Now in the front court, here is Veach. Veach, nice little spin move. We saw that in the first half, and she's able to finish off the glass.
And having to take that extra step out there, having just hit a three-point shot, gives her that extra space to drive, and again, the help just a little bit slow.
And you can tell she's got that move down to a T. That's the second time we've seen it. It's the second time she just blew right by her defender with the spin. Gollinghorst on the left wing. Looks to pass. Gets it over to Scott. Scott, little pump fake. She's going to drive. Doesn't get a foul call, but look at Gollinghorst on the glass this time through two defenders, and then gets it out. Here's a tough little floater, and there's going to be a charge on Hagedorn as she kind of out of control drove toward the rim. But you called it. The Lancers absolutely not settling for those outside jump shots despite their high percentage at shooting those shots all season long.
Yeah, and they're recognizing that they're having these opportunities to get inside. The tough thing there is that when the Sabres are so packed into the lane, it gives them a great opportunity to draw a charge without even moving. You're just standing there, and you get ran into.
Bringing it into the front court is Veach. Gives it to Talbot Kinney. The senior drives with the left hand. Stops at the elbow. Tries to find Veach underneath. Nice catch. Goes up. Scores it, and a foul.
And there again, that's the struggle that if you can contest and not let the ball get into Veach down low, that's far, far, far your best defense there, because as soon as she gets the ball and you've got the significantly smaller Fountain trying to defend, I mean, you just really can't put much of a contest up on her.
She switches the free throw, completes the three-point play. Central DeWitt a 29-27 lead over North Scott here. 2 minutes gone in the third quarter. I like what she did that last time. She's been running post to post now just to try to lose Fountain so she can't settle in front of her to prevent the pass. And the game of adjustments here, as here is an offensive foul, I believe, on the drive before Hagedorn got into the paint. They're going to get, I'm going to try to see, Fountain potentially.
I think it looked like he called it on Gallinghorst.
It might have been Gallinghorst.
Yeah.
Full timeout called by North Scott. We'll take it with them. 5:43 left third quarter. Central DeWitt has a 2-point lead here on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company.
Mid-American Energy and you, together partnering to change the energy landscape by pioneering money-saving, energy efficiency programs and building a new industry in Iowa, wind energy, all while keeping your rates low. So what's next? We'll keep delivering cost-effective energy efficiency programs while putting money back in your pocket. That's right. You decide how best to spend your savings. That's a partnership good for you, good for the environment, and good for Iowa. Another way we're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Central DeWitt come out with a little bit of a fire here in this second half. 29-27 is the score over North Scott, the two-time defending state champions in Class 4A. Emery Sanger alongside here at courtside. Jamie Steyer with me. And Jamie, I think one of the things that has been noticeable here, like we talked about, is both teams playing pretty physical and wanting to get inside, despite both of them having some skill, especially North Scott shooting the three-point shot.
Yeah, and I mean, the thing is that they're getting really good looks, North Scott, is they just haven't been able to convert them, and they haven't been able to draw fouls that they've been hoping for. So I would anticipate maybe looking for an outside shot, try and pull the defense out some, and then continue their attack.
Here's the high-low pass. Oh, what a catch in traffic by Veach, but it really had everything to do with Talbot Kinney's picture-perfect pass in.
Yeah, I mean, perfect lob there, and they tried to front and then have a designated helper coming over, but just flew right through. Didn't have a chance to get set.
There were three Lancers that had a shot at that ball, but it landed perfectly in the hands of Veach, who made a great catch, and then the finish. Here's Fountain, jab step, cross up, all the way to the hole, and the foul.
Yep, and that one, the difference is she slid in as she was still in the air. You know, just a little bit too late. Last time when the charge was called, had been set the entire time. Here, Fountain able to go over to the side, make sure that the defense has to slide over to her, and then just was able to get the shot off before they get set.
Fountain's free throw is good. Fountain on the season, 74%. And she now is up to 9 points in the ballgame.
Finally able to convert on one of those really great drives.
31-30, North Scott trails by one. Central DeWitt with the basketball. These two schools separated by just a few miles. A kick out. Here's a three. That's off the side of the rim, and the rebound comes down to Fountain, and she gets it on a full-speed run. She's into the front court. Kick out. Scott thought about the three. She's taken more threes than anybody on this team, but she leaves it for Fountain, who lost her defender, and that one came up short. Rebound pulled down by Allison Meadows, and now she wants to run. Does not have numbers, and she'll slow it down for a moment. Tough shot in traffic.
Wow.
And Hattie Hagedorn brought it down. I thought she was going to think better of the drive, but still forced up a tough shot.
Yeah, I mean, not maybe the most well-advised shot, but got really close to sinking, and if it goes in, then it's a great shot.
Always is. They're backing in. Lexi Ward trying to make something happen, but that one well too strong. And the rebound pulled down by Kenny, and here comes Central DeWitt once again. Feels like both teams have gone through stretches where it just seems super out of control, and we're seeing that right now as hitting the deck on the drive is Meadows. Rebound pulled down. Here's a quick lead pass. Here's Hagedorn. She's going to go all the way, but was fouled before the shot.
You can see both teams are saying, all right, let's just keep pushing the pace, and haven't really been able to convert. on either side, so the foul there to give a little bit of a breath probably will help them kind of regather and, maybe take a little bit better shots, maybe make a little bit better passes. But they're really great recognition and would have very easily had a layup had they not been fouled on the floor.
Central DeWitt, sophomore Emma Grace Hartman comes in. Another sophomore, Cora O'Neill, comes in for North Scott. All substitutions brought to you by IMT Insurance. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at IMTINS.com. Here is Fountain. She'll leave it for Hagedorn here. She'll set up the offense in the half court. 3:40 to go, third quarter. Quarterfinals, state tournament action, Class 4A. Here's Hagedorn. She slices through, rejected by Veach. Hagedorn gets it back, in traffic, can't get it to fall. Tip out, Lancers got it. Here's Scott, back iron. Rebound still loose, Fountain's got it. Look at the hustle, specifically by Sydney Scarich, the freshman, getting a couple of opportunities for her team.
Yeah, getting her hands on the ball, and Central DeWitt just not boxing out.
And there you go with Hagedorn and the little floater. She did a good job not running all the way into the defender there. Kind of came up short before she ran into Kenny and got it to finish. And once again, North Scott has the lead.
Yeah, perfect timing there. And when you get that many chances, odds are you're going to score.
Look at that beautiful pass again by Kenny. Holy cow.
Yeah, and you've got a face guard on Beach, but she just is so good with her hands. You catch it, you put it up, and there's just not time to help.
Fountain's going to try to split the defense, but it will be a block. Going to be called underneath. Last second trying to get over there was Kenny, but she's going to get called for the foul. I believe that's her second.
And I understand the frustration there, but she was in no way, shape, or form set. She was completely still sliding.
And Fountain attacked that spot because she wasn't there at the time.
Exactly. And it's frustrating. You want to draw those charges, but you have to be set to do so.
Friendly bounce for Fountain. Back into the game, replacing Boddicker is Lexi Ward. Fountain one more at the line. Try to give the Lancers once again the lead. She does. Full court press set up once again. They'll easily inbound it, though, to Hartman, and she'll bring it up.
It's like just trying to avoid Beach bringing the ball up the court mostly.
And Hartman's going to go all the way. And she's fouled, hooping the harm. How about Emma Grace Hartman?
Well, that's huge because for Central DeWitt to have their other players able to step up, obviously with the kind of second half that Beach has had so far, so much of the defensive effort is predicated on her. And so it opens things up. Everyone's kind of got in the back of their mind, well, where's Taylor Beach? And it just opens things up so that for Hartman to be able to attack so much easier.
Hartman misses the free throw. That's the first time she's missed a free throw all season. Hadn't gotten there a lot, but that's the first one that she's missed all year. Still a one-point game. Central DeWitt a 35-34 lead as we seesaw back and forth again here in the third. Here's Fountain, gets a screen, goes all the way. Tough angled shot. How did she get that floating away with the little scoop?
Well, what she does is she gets her shoulders turned so she has that angle to the hoop. She avoids the contact. She avoids any possible block charge controversy by just not initiating any contact.
She averages 11 points per game. She's got 13 already. And it's her and Hattie Hagedorn really leading the charge here for the Lady Lancers. We got a foul away from the ball. This one will be called on Lexi Ward. It'll be side out here for the Sabres. Inbound pass. 5 team fouls on North Scott now, so we'll be getting into free throws here pretty quickly. Only 3 fouls being called so far on Central DeWitt in this second half. Here's Kenny. They try it again. This time, good positioning by Ward, and she was able to, or Fountain, my mistake, she was able to get a fingertip on it. There are 3 Lancers there waiting for that pass, though, and they have still completed it the last couple of times. They finally were able to force the steal that time. Ward directing traffic, gets to Fountain up top. She looks inside, doesn't like what she sees, just goes to the corner. Hagedorn, she'll go baseline. She's done this a lot in the game, and she does it again.
So consistent there. Such a threat from outside and opens up that great little 2-dribble teardrop. Just so good.
And she's done a lot better job here in the second half of not going all the way to the defenders, pulling up just a little bit shy as a 3-ball knocked down by Grace Pierce, and that knots us up here at 38.
And she was ready. That was a really quick shot. That's a nice look by Pierce.
Yeah, she's a 38% three-point shooter, so certainly capable out there. Underneath, Farnham fouled. She'll go to the free throw line. The freshman, 57% at the line this year.
And once again, North Scott able to just keep switching up the looks. You know, they look to shoot the three, they look to attack, then they don't attack, they get the ball inside to the post instead. And so just by continuing to switch what they're searching for, they're leaving so many things open.
Halfway down and out on the first shot there by Farnham. Hagedorn 16, Fountain with 13. They've really led the way, but they still are trying to get other players involved, and that's what drew the foul. Farnham splits the pair, and here we are again. North Scott a 1-point lead. Quick press break. Here is Meadows, but North Scott able to get back defensively quickly enough. Give it back to Veach, well outside the arc. And now over to Hartman. Hartman trying to lose Hagedorn. Will go back to Kenny. Here's Pierce. You can see this might be just, let's kill some clock here before we get maybe a final good look of the quarter. Here's Meadows. Kenny left alone, thought about the shot. Now she'll drive. A little bit short. I think she hit the rim on the way up. And now a quick outlet pass will come down to Samantha Scott. And now they'll get it to Fountain with 20 seconds left. They're going to play for one shot here, will the Lancers. Fountain hands it off to Hagedorn. Hagedorn searching. Gets it to Fountain. Fountain looks up, goes down low. Farnham has her pass tipped, but Scott gets it. 3 ball short. Rebound on the way. Got it!
Wow. That's a heads-up play. Everyone else stopped and stared, and she was able to get that putback.
They are going to call it good on the floor, and that gives North Scott a 41-38 lead. As you see here on the replay, it was a ricochet. She followed her own shot and got it to go. It looked like it was indeed in time. One more quarter to play. North Scott up by 3. Good game brewing here at the Girls State Basketball Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau and the Girls Union Network, powered by the Mid-American Energy Company.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at Mid-American Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
You are my favorite place to go. You're at the end of my favorite.
You work hard to feed them well. That's why at Fairway, we work hard to give you the freshest produce, the highest quality meat, and the most affordable prices. Fairway Meat and Grocery. It's what we're all about.
Fans, as we start the fourth quarter, a reminder, Central College has a tuition price of less than $20,000. That means the college experience that opens doors for a lifetime is now more affordable than ever, and scholarships are still available. Apply today at central.edu. It is Sabres basketball, Central DeWitt with it. Underneath, again, Fountain read the play perfectly and was able to get a piece of that, and then Veach knocks her pass out of bounds. It'll stay with the Lancers. They have a 3-point lead thanks to a buzzer-beating 2-point shot by Samantha Scott. He's had a quiet night, all things considered, for a 10-point-per-game scorer, but that's the biggest shot of the game potentially so far.
Absolutely, and I mean, there it was really good move because Veach stepped outside trying to get that cut, and Fountain just able to stay in the right position and have a chance to strike first.
Fountain, a 3, well short. She's been short on that shot most of the night. That is a 40% three-point shooter. Just hasn't been able to find the range here in this one. Pulling it back. Here's Hartman, a 3. Around. Can't get the roll. Fountain gets the board. She looks ahead. Gives it to Scott. Scott tries to go down low. Has her pass tipped, but it still finds Farnham. Farnham backing in. Little hook shot. Got it.
Wow, that's a heck of a move. And, I mean, you mentioned the short shots. It's a longer court. It's a bigger court, and so a little bit of that fatigue can set in there. And so continuing to be able to go inside, and a great move there by Farnham, that's going to be, I think, the recipe for success for North Scott.
She did that move so fast, help couldn't come as well. So Kenny really had stuck in no man's land once again. Quickly outside, thinking about the long 2 is Kenny. Thinks better of it. Now she'll drive. Bounce pass out into the corner. She'll get it right back. Talbot, Kenny. Back to the top and Pierce. 5-point lead. This is about as big as any lead for either side all game long. Here's Veach. There's that spin move again, but the help was there. It was partially blocked, so Farnham last to touch it. It'll stay here. But
I think Scott thought that it had just been a shot off of Central DeWitt, let the ball go, but really, really great help recognizing.
Or forced Lancers around her.
Yeah, I think she might spin again. So
here's the drive. Finds Talbot, Kinney, and then kicks it back out. And Veach, she's just going to pull it up from the free throw line. This one off to the left. Hagedorn with the rebound. And now you're really starting to see Veach trying to initiate the offense, and the Lancers are quadruple teaming her in some instances. Hagedorn with it. 6 minutes left. North Scott looking to pull what would be a minor upset seeding-wise, but these teams as even as it gets on paper, and having beaten each other already once each this year. To the top. Ward, she's just watching, waiting for something to open up. Gets it to Hagedorn. Hagedorn gets a switch with Pierce. Here's Fountain. They're looking for Farnham. They find her. She's got a mismatch, and she finishes.
And, I mean, they have the opportunity to take their time. You know, they're playing from ahead here and looking the entire time for Farnham, finally able to get the right angle and just such a quick drop step.
I don't know how somehow Hartman got switched down there on her, but that was almost a foot difference between those two players, and Farnham, no problem getting the ball to go in.
Yeah, certainly recognizing a mismatch.
Here's a screen, trying to loosen up Meadows. She'll drive, kick out, wide open shot for Hartman from the corner, misses everything, and the rebound pulled down by Samantha Scott.
And threatening to get a little out of hand in favor of North Scott here, because with just 5 minutes left in the game and no shot clock, they can take their time if they wish.
Fountain kicks it out. Scott wide open, hits it!
But when you have that wide open of a shot, why take any more time?
And then a timeout going to be called by North Scott just to make sure everybody's set and settled in. Full timeout. Get that defense rested up, and all of a sudden North Scott up by 10. 4:54 left here in this fourth quarter. North Scott by double digits. You're watching the Girls Union Network, powered by the Mid-American Energy Company.
Mid-American Energy and you, together partnering to change the energy landscape by pioneering money-saving, energy efficiency programs and building a new industry in Iowa, wind energy, all while keeping your rates low. So what's next? We'll keep delivering cost-effective energy efficiency programs while putting money back in your pocket. That's right. You decide how best to spend your savings. That's a partnership good for you, good for the environment, and good for Iowa. Another way we're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Biggest lead of the game for either team. North Scott now with a 48-38 lead. And after a quick offensive possession, a wide open shot for the girl who's shot more three-pointers than anybody on this team, Samantha Scott, and she buries that one. Scott now up to 8 points. Hattie Hagedorn, is leading the way. The sophomore guard has 16 points, but Taylor Veach on the other side for Central DeWitt has 18. She's been the biggest key to Central DeWitt's success all season long, but really haven't been able to get a second player involved, and that's been to their detriment here.
That's what it comes down to is, I mean, Taylor Veach, obviously an incredible player, but no one else just able to get their shots to fall, and so North Scott can put really all their focus on Veach. If someone else could start scoring, they'd have a really good shot to climb back into it.
Here is Kinney. Looks down low, gets it to Hartman. Hartman kicks it back out. Grace Pierce a three. No, but Meadows gets the rebound. Meadows fires up a tough shot. Oh, somehow the miracle throw goes in, and she's fouled. Yeah. I was about to say Meadows would be your answer. She averages over 16 a game, just had 6 before that shot. And if she can start putting in some buckets here in the next couple of minutes, we could still have ourselves a game.
Absolutely, and I mean, Allison Meadows and Taylor Veach, both all-district performers this year, and I mean, it's been tough because obviously Veach has had really good opportunities, really good looks, and Meadows just hasn't really had those chances to score yet, but that was a really great take, not getting the and one, but still getting 2 points out of it.
Yeah, and again, a really good free throw shooter, but has struggled shooting the ball tonight. Missed the and one. North Scott with an 8-point lead in the ball about halfway through this fourth quarter. Here's Fountain, tries to lose her defender, goes all the way, draws contact. She'll go to the line. Yeah, trying as hard as she could that time was Natalie Butler just to stay with her, but that little hesitation dribble, and she got behind her, and the help was just a little too late.
Yeah, and I mean, they're running a screen up top. They're wanting to get Ashley Fountain either open or just get a little separation from the defender, and they're recognizing she had the step. And and the defender just too late to come over it because there are so many more scoring options available in North Scott today.
Fountain short on the free throw again. That one is good. Kenny's third foul. Talbot Kenny picked up the foul call. 49-40. Here is Veach. Hands it off to Kenny. She initiates a lot of the offense. Now she'll lob it up. Veach has got it. Double team, triple team now. Tough shot. Can't get the roll high off the glass. And then a foul on the rebound.
And that's huge because the entire game there have been those opportunities for North Scott to get those offensive rebounds. There had perfect box out position and forced Veach into committing the foul.
Double team in the corner here. Timeout going to be called by North Scott. It'll be a 30-second timeout as Fountain got trapped with the full court pressure.
Not a bad spot to take a timeout.
Well, and the fact that, the full court press is probably going to be on exclusively. This is a good opportunity just to kind of, you practice your press breaks all season long, a chance to kind of have a couple here in the back of your mind for the players so they don't get too frazzled. Leading by 9, and if there is any team in this Class 4A field that is going to know how to win in this building and close out a game like this, it would be North Scott, Jamie. I mean, you win the last 2 state championships. This is the 7th time overall, 4th time in the last 5 seasons this school has been here. What a job by head coach TJ Case and his entire staff. And this team, while Central DeWitt is as bit their equal this year, winning here is just a different monster.
Well, absolutely. And I mean, they're able to adjust so well. That's, I think, what it comes down to is Central DeWitt hasn't been able to find, like we said, that second scorer, and North Scott has had people stepping up that haven't been those big scorers over the season. Hattie Hagedorn averages 7 points a game and is here dropping 16 so far.
I mean, some of the players Sabres are playing with here were toddlers last time Central DeWitt was up here. There's another 3 by Scott. She's starting to feel it, and the lead up to 12.
And that's where, the old fallback of the 3 is coming through for him.
Veach, a pull-up 3, short, rebound Fountain, and she'll lob it ahead to Hagedorn. Hattie Hagedorn over to Scott again. There's no need to do anything except just run some time now.
Just looking for a good shot because I don't think they're going to hold on to the ball for 3.5 minutes.
No.
Some teams would. I don't think that the Lancers are going to, but they have the freedom where they can just wait for someone to be slow on rotating, someone to cut like that, and end up with an open shot.
Hagedorn to Scott. How about another? Yes, I'll have another, she says. 3 straight deep shots. 3 ball. Kenny, no. Long rebound pulled down by Veach. Veach backs in, spins to the left hand, and lays it in.
And that's smart defense there because Fountain just got a little bit too deep. Recognized, probably not going to block this one. Contested, but not fouling.
Scott gets it on the press break. They'll settle it back down. 2:40 to go. North Scott a 55-42 lead. Like I said, a lot of these players were just 6, 7 years old the last time that Central DeWitt played at the state tournament. That was 2010. So, and you're taking on a team that has won the last 2 state championships. It is just different winning here. Intentional foul going to be committed here by Veach. It'll be her 3rd. And they really needed to do that because, first of all, it can take as much time as possible. And second of all, they're just now starting the 1-and-1.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, it's tough because, like I said, I don't think that the Lancers are in any capacity going to try and run out the entirety of the clock. But now knowing that, well, if we take enough time, they're going to foul us, why wouldn't you?
Scott hits the free throw. And my goodness, what a 4th quarter she is having. She went from having a very quiet game until that buzzer beater at the end of the 3rd quarter. It was a 2.
But absolutely gone off in the 4th.
And then 3 threes. She makes both of those free throws here. North Scott's lead up to 15. Here's Meadows. Meadows from about 27 feet comes up short. Rebound saved. Good hustle that time by Natalie Butler, but saved it right to Fountain. And once again, here comes North Scott. And then a reach-in foul committed by Meadows, and that will send Lexi Ward to the line. She is a 68% free throw shooter.
And that's tough because you understand the impulse of we have to score quickly. But, man, when it's a shot that doesn't have much of a chance of going down, when you're, a good 2 steps behind the far line.
The NBA line.
I mean, at least attack. Try and get something going to the hoop.
And there is no such thing as a 15-point shot.
Right.
Free throw is missed off the iron on the front end. That's exactly what North Scott or what Central DeWitt needs, but now they need to start making shots as they're running out of time. Less than 2 minutes to go, down by 15. Here's Pierce. Gets it to Hartman. Leaves it. Here's Veach. She'll step behind the NBA line. That one's short as well. Rebound Fountain.
It's interesting because it feels like they're searching for exclusively a 3, but if you score a 2 faster, that's really just as good there.
Down 15, it's tough to imagine, especially with North Scott. I mean, you have to stop them from scoring and making free throws as well, and that's tough. And as you can see, it looks like
just going to play it out.
Central DeWitt's willing to play it out at this stage, just play aggressive defense without fouling. Here's Farnham. She's doubled. Dribbles it. Now she's triple teamed. Loses the ball. Gets it back. And they're just going to rotate it back outside.
Don't love playing out the entire last minute and a half, Like, if you have an open shot, score, play it out. It's not, like you said, there's not a 15-point shot. You're probably not going to give up that many points, so you might as well play it. But
you've played the game. You know what it's like. You'd much rather be playing the game instead of standing around with the basketball.
I mean, it's a discussion that's not even worth getting into on here, but that's why there's the calls for the shot clock, and that's because, a minute and a half of play, that's a lot. But here, an opportunity
We've seen worse in this building.
Oh,
we've seen
100%, believe me. Especially when my brother played. I mean, on the boys' side, it's kind of an epidemic. But
substitutions brought to you by IMT Insurance. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at IMTINS.com. Both teams emptying the benches. We'll try to get to as many of these players that have entered the game as possible.
And
Fountain's first free throw is good.
The cool thing with this is that, they're in close proximity to each other, so you know that these players know each other fairly well. You see people out there kind of chatting on the court, and obviously this is going to be an extremely tough loss for Central DeWitt, but it's not, the animosity towards each other.
Yeah.
There's kind of that camaraderie.
Fountain going to come out, and it'll be a 30-second timeout. Bella Birkin, Ella Kruko into the game, as well as Catherine Grau and Elena Schroeder for the Sabres. We'll get the fifth player in a moment. For North Scott, we did see several come in as well, but I think 59-42, North Scott really opened it up. We mentioned they only scored 36 points the first time these teams played back in early January. That was the first game after winter break. And then North Scott put up 54 in the second game. Well, here, really got hot late.
Oh, yeah.
Madeline,
once they started sinking, they were...
It's the fourth quarter especially, and Samantha Scott caught fire, and that was pretty much that. Madeline McAvan, once again, was the final player that has entered the game. As here's a drive. That one shot missed. Rebound pulled down by Ella Kruko. Here's a three. Outside. Grau.
It's a nice-looking shot there. I mean, kind of didn't know what else to do with it and put up a really nice-looking three.
Yeah, she can shoot it from out there over 30%. There's timeout going to be called by North Scott just to get a substitution into the game. The substitutions out there, Allison Bockenfeld, along with Chloe Lewandowski, Reagan Schoening, Mia Dollinger, and Kayla Fountain. So those are the five out there for the Lancers as we'll play out the last 30 seconds.
And Reagan Schoening, an academic all-state honoree, as well as Kate Schermerhorn, who we saw earlier in the game. Really impressive accomplishment there. So big congrats to both of those North Scott Lady Lancers.
Deep three, that's off the rim on a shot by Schoening, and it'll go out of bounds to Central DeWitt. 17 seconds to go. Remember, after the game, we're going to have your Casey's player of the game. We'll do that right after the trophy presentation. Here to the Sabres, once again with it. Here's Grau. Over to the right wing. There's a three, around and out from Birkin. Rebound pulled down, dribbling it ahead is Kayla Fountain, and that'll do it. Final score, North Scott 59, Central DeWitt 45. The Lancers know what it's like to win here, and they win here again. And they'll play in the semifinals against top seed Glenwood coming up on Thursday. Again, that game on a Thursday at 6 o'clock. Of course, that means Central DeWitt's season comes to an end, an excellent season for them as well. 16-2, number 4 seed here at state, but their old nearby rival in Eastern Iowa able to knock them off. Let's go ahead and go back down to Rex Baker.
In addition to receiving medallions, each participating player will receive a commemorative basketball provided by the Iowa Farm Bureau, proud title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. Presenting awards from the IGHSAU are Gene Berger and Gary Ross. Congratulations to head coach Chad Specht and the Sabres from Central DeWitt on an outstanding basketball season. And now, Samantha Scott will advance her team to the semifinals next round on the official bracket at center court. North Scott fans, your team advances to the semifinals and will play the Glenwood on Thursday, March 4th at 6 p.m. Fans, on behalf of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union, we thank you for your support and attendance. As a reminder, please exit the arena so we can prepare for the next game. Due to COVID-19,
well, one of the biggest things that you can say about North Scott, besides their ability to win, is that it can come from anywhere. And I think our Casey's player of the game, it's got to be Samantha Scott. Casey's proud to sponsor the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union and today's player of the game. And Casey's at the heart of many Iowa communities, cheering on our local teams and fans and making sure there's fresh pizza ready, win or lose. Sign up for new Casey's Rewards, the rewards program that gives back by letting you redeem points for Casey's Cash, fuel discounts, or donations to schools. And Samantha Scott, 16 points, but almost all of them coming in the last 8 minutes and 1 second.
Yes, exactly.
She hit the buzzer beater at the third quarter. That you said when we hit the break, that's a huge shot. That put them up only 3. And the game had been seesaw at that point, and then she exploded, made 3 threes in the fourth quarter, which really helped blow the game open.
Yeah, I mean, there's a huge difference between being up 1 and being up 3 because it gives you that extra cushion where, barring a 4-point play, there's nothing you're going to do that's going to put you down on that next possession. It gives you a little bit of that confidence to be able to implement a little bit more pressure. It lets you take a little bit more of a breath because, like you said, you can get off that seesaw for a possession at least. And so, huge shot. Followed it up with an absolutely incredible fourth quarter performance and just really, really a great performance by several players on North Scott, but especially Samantha Scott there in the fourth.
Yeah, absolutely clutch. We were talking, we had no idea who might be our player of the game considering what the situation was with how tight the game was. We didn't know who was going to win.
She made it easy.
I mean, the fourth quarter made it easy. Yeah, she averages about 10 points a game, but she's a lethal shooter, not shy to shoot it at all, nearly 40% on the year. And as you see here, as we're to that point, she started knocking down those outside jumpers, got hot. That one from the corner there was basically the dagger. And she got the honor, the senior, to move her team into the next round by putting the North Scott name on the next round, which, by the way, the next round against number 1 Glenwood, who looked amazing in their first round game. Quick early thoughts on that one.
Well, I mean, they looked really good, but I tell you what, Central DeWitt looked, North Scott looked really good to end that game and just really got everything firing, got those attacks down, got those outside shots to fall. So, I mean, if they can score like they did, especially in that second half and especially in that fourth quarter, we could be looking at quite a shootout there. No specific thoughts on matchups yet, but especially to have someone like Hattie Hagedorn, who usually scores about 7 points a game, step up and has those 16. If you can have those kind of secondary, tertiary scorers like North Scott did today, that's going to bode really well for a run.
It can come in so many ways from them. They win at 59-45. Glenwood and North Scott will play 6 o'clock on Thursday in the Class 4A semifinals. Other 2 semifinals coming up. Number 2, Ballard taking on 7th seed Harlan. That's coming up next at about 3 o'clock. We got still a little bit of time before that. And the 3 seed, Dallas Center Grimes, taking on 6 seed Bondurant for our couple Central Iowa teams, matching up at 5 p.m. in the final of the 4 quarterfinals in Class 4A. Well, that'll do it for us. On behalf of Jamie Steyer, our producer Randy Nielsen, and everybody here in Des Moines, I'm Emery Songer. Thank you for watching our live coverage of the 2021 Girls State Basketball Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.